The following program is a Nighthawk Network presentation.
That's a grown-up. Going down on- That's a grown-up. Just going down on- That's a grown-up. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rumble Time. I am your host, Queen Gemini. And boy, do we have a lot to cover this evening. So, we're going to get right on into it. We're going to kick it off with some wrestling news. And it's a lot going on. So, buckle up. Okay. Um on August the 29th, sorry about that. Um Cody and Brandy Rhodes welcomed their second daughter. So congratulations to the happy couple. And after 30 plus years, referee Mike Chiodo has said that he is retiring from full-time refereeing. Um yes, Mike said it is now time to hang it up. But he is not counting out special appearances. So, from time to time, we may still get Mike, you know, if it's something really special. We may get him to come back and referee those matches. Universal Studios. Now, I had been seeing this, but I didn't really think it was true until I started doing my research. And for the Universal Studios has it's called Halloween Horror Nights. Okay. It runs from August the 29th through November the 2nd. And the Wyatt Six has a haunted house this year there. So their the horrors of the Wyatt Six. Fear is the main event. Now, they're saying that yeah, if you scare really easy, this is not the thing for you. If you have a heart condition, this is not the thing for you. So, anybody thinking about doing that, proceed with what? Caution. Little tribute to Naomi. But the tickets are something else. The tickets on a nightly basis, just per person, is $85.99 plus tax. And the passes start at 180 and they go up. Now, there is a guided tour. It's called the RIP tour. It's a guided tour and it has a whole bunch of extras to it. And that is $439.99. So that is the option for anybody that's really into horror. Universal Studios Orlando. Kevin Owens has given an update. Kevin has been out with an injury. He had to have neck surgery, and he had the surgery right around July. He said the surgery went well, the fusion, but it's going to take time to see if the fusion took. But they're still not, they can't say, yeah, he's going to be able to return back to the ring. So it's kind of a wait and see thing, but he is hoping and praying that he can be back by sometime next year. So we're going to keep him up in our prayers. Now, let's talk about, since Clash in Paris was the last PLE that will be on Peacock, and starting this month on September the 20th will be the WrestlePalooza on ESPN. Now, I'm still hearing people, I'm not paying no $30. I'm not paying no $30. I'm not paying no $30. And I'm like, okay, we don't need you to make a whole video about you not paying $30. Okay, fine. Don't pay it. End the story. Well, I happen to be sitting here and I happen to click on my Disney. Well, I downloaded it, the ESPN, so I, already have it on. And, I'm like, I don't see no option where it says pay. Nothing. It just download, no, like, normal, But I was happy to sit in my little work area and clicked on my little TV over here, and I clicked on to my little Disney channel. Because I noticed when I downloaded the ESPN, it said, well, you already part of Disney, so you don't have to do all that signing up. Just put in your Disney password and you good to go. And I'm like, well, okay. But when I clicked on to my Disney on my TV, I discovered something. They have a package deal. And I'm see if the offer is still available. I didn't pay attention to how long they said, but if it's still available next week, I'm going to go ahead and get it. Because now I had already packaged Disney and Hulu. I did a package deal on them. And if I do a package deal with the Disney, Hulu, and ESPN, to add that, it would only cost me $15 for this month. And then to have, going forward, for me to have all three of them, it'll give me, is there a $29.99? I did not see the $29.99 deal. On my end, I just saw if I went ahead and packaged the ESPN, all I additionally would have to pay for this month would be $15. But starting next month, I would pay, for all three of them, I would pay $35 for all three of them. Okay. Yes, okay. Okay. So I gotta check into that and see how I can, you know, sorry about that. See how I can get that altered, because when I got the Hulu added on, I got Hulu for a discounted rate for a certain number of months, and I forgot how many months. I might be coming on the end of that special, so I'm gonna see if I can't, get the new special. So that's it. It changes the ball game when you can add. You have the ESPN, the Disney, and the Hulu for $30. That's different. um that's totally different than just paying for one app for $30. So whereas everybody was saying $30 for just the one, so that's to me that's a different ball game, and especially since I use the other two apps. So we're gonna see how that works out. Now, sources are reporting that The Rock has said he is going to focus 100% on his film career. So we won't be seeing him in the ring anymore. I don't know how true that is. I can't find anything, I'm just finding where they said he said. I ain't not seeing anything where it's coming directly from him. Um, but if this is true, then that's it for the final boss. When we last time we saw him was really the last time we saw him. We will not see him again. Like, wow. So that kind of went south with that. Let's get into SmackDown last Friday. Okay. The Street Profits had a match against Mellow Dope Miz. Street Profits got the win. And it was funny because the Wyatt Six came out and they were standing in front of the announce table and spooked Miz. So Miz was just totally out of it then, and the Profits was able to pick up the win. Drew, Lord bless his heart, I just don't know what to say about Drew McIntyre, but he gonna learn. He out there running off at the mouth as usual, and he thought he was gonna get the upper hand on Randy. Yeah, that didn't work out so well for him. He got DDT'd by Randy. He got DDT'd, and here comes security. I'm like, cause honey, Randy was finna kick his head into the next city. Honey, here comes security, of course. They couldn't let that happen. So Randy RKO'd everybody. And when I say he RKO'd everybody. Drew was able to escape now, but Paul Hurricane was out there. Hurricane is working with security back. I'm like, honey, you should have stayed your little self back in the back. Well, Hurricane put his little hands up like, wait a minute, Randy, hold on. And so he looked and he like, okay, Randy had like, well, okay, I want her, RKO, yeah, he RKO'd him. He just laid out everybody. Nick, like, come on, man, what is you doing? You can't be doing this. Randy don't care. But I love our GM because he totally understands him. But let's get to the main event. The main event was for the United States Championship. Solo Sikoa, the champion, faces Sami Zayn. Now, of course, the MFTs had to get involved. They just couldn't stand there and mind their own little business. They just, Solo is, distracting the referee, and they just, beating the crap out of Sammy. And I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna end well. Well, Big Jim, like, nope, he ain't doing this, not today. He come down there. So he was going strong for a minute, and of course the numbers, it's the number game. But then our boy, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, he was like, nope. I got something for all y'all. He comes down. So Jimmy and Jacob, they fighting the MFTs, honey. They done fought them all the way over the barricade and to the back. So now Solo is out there on his own. It's him and Sammy. Sammy hit that Haluna kick twice. Covered him. 1, 2, 3. We got a new United States champion, Sami Zayn. All right, y'all. Now, let's get down to business. Clash in Paris. Woo! Okay. I guess Triple H had been hearing what we all had been saying. Yeah, we only getting 5 matches per pay-per-view. Well, PLE. Let me call it what he calls it now. PLE. So, the little tag team match. Well, the Profits, that was for whoever between them would face the Wyatt Six at Clash in Paris. Well, that was a last minute add on. That was added on Friday. I was like, well, wait a minute, y'all can't be doing this. I done did my whole, everybody done did their shows about who their prediction shows, and now y'all done threw on another match. I guess he said, I'll fix y'all about talking about how many matches I have. So that's how we ended up with 6 matches for the night. Now, get a load of this. The attendance for Clash in Paris, the venue previous record was surpassed. Okay, let me say it right. The Clash in Paris record surpassed the previous record, which was set by Taylor Swift Eras tour concert record set in May of last year. I was like, okay. So when I say Paris show, it did not disappoint. It made me angry, but it did not disappoint. Okay, the first match was our tribal chief.
Hey, hold on, Queen. Before you do that, I want to give everybody a quick little taste of what it was like out there in Paris.
Okay.
Check out this quick little video we got for y'all. Now that was an audience.
Yes!
That's how you do.
That's how you do it. Woo! Our tribal chief, Roman Reigns, kicked off the show. And as you seen, that crowd, woo! He faced Bronson Reed. Whoo! Honey, Now he made me nervous there for a minute because he tried to pick Big Boy up, right? And it did not go well. He collapsed and Big Boy fell on his head and his neck, and I was like, oh Lord. Oh no. Why you try that? He built like a tree. I'm like, come on now. Just don't do that no more. Just regroup. Okay? But you know our tribal chief. He delivered a Samoan drop off of the top rope. And then he speared him. 1, 2, 3. And our winner, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Now, I was too busy screaming and hollering and just celebrating. I don't even know how Paul ended up in the ring. I don't know how he got up in there. But I happened to turn and look, and I'm like, where are you going? I'm not going to say what I called him, because if I say what I called him, then somebody be like, you're body shaming, and I ain't got time for that. So I'm not going to do that. But I'm like, where you going? So he up there pleading with Roman, my tribal chief, I acknowledge you and all this crap. And then he hands the Shula follow to Roman. I was like, okay. I'm like, okay, hit him. You still owe him. Don't let this slide. Oh, he didn't let it slide. He put him in the guillotine and choked him out. I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about. We ain't finna let nothing go. So Roman goes outside of the ring, leaves Paul laid out. Paul's laid out. Reed's laid out. So he's standing on the announce table. He has them to help, cut the shoes strings, and he's signing the shoes and he's tossing them out into the crowd. Why did Braun Breaker? Okay, I can't say that. Shoot. Okay, he runs from the French announce table and spears Roman. Y'all, they jumped on my tribal chief. Oh, they were spearing my tribal chief. Reed and Samoan did the Samoan drop so many times, about 3 or 4 times. Lord, I was almost in tears. I'm like, oh, I called them everything but a child of God. I done cussed them out. I done cussed Adam Pearce out, because I don't know why he ain't out there to stop this. Jay came out finally to try to stop it. Ooh. He got speared. So they finally got them out of the way. They ended up putting Roman on a backboard and onto a stretcher, and they got him out of the arena. They said he was taken to a area hospital. Yeah, they did our boy dirty. Oh, I was so mad. Oh Lord, honey. Oh, if I could have went through that TV, I'd have been locked up, because I'd have jumped on both of them. I'd have took my cane and wrapped it all around their heads. So, yeah, I called him. Whew. So finally, Adam Pearce decided he wanted to do his job. He tells the Bronze that, you done sent Roman to the hospital. He was there. What about Paul? What about Paul? Don't nobody care about the Pillsbury Doughboy. He's gone to the hospital. I'm like, you better be glad that I can't get to y'all and send y'all to the daggone hospital. But okay, I digress. So Pearce told him that they was ejected from the building. They had to get up out of there. And they was like, no, we ain't going nowhere, because Seth has a match. Ain't nobody care about Seth. You're not finna be there. You're not finna be there. So finally, Pearce put his foot down and said, if I see you, if you come back in this building, you will be suspended indefinitely without pay. When he said that without pay, honey, and spending it, honey, that the attitudes changed then. I'm like, oh yeah, you heard that. Yeah, now it's a different story. They got on up out of there. But I was like, you kept your little bald-headed self in the back though, and let our tribal chief get hurt and everything. But when I say I can't stand Adam Pearce, I can't stand Adam Pearce. but that's okay because we are talking about Roman Reigns. He is going to heal, and when he comes back, all hell gonna break loose. You better believe that. Okay. Now, for the second match of the night, it was for the WWE Tag Team Championships. The Wyatt Six, Joe Gacy, and Dexter Lumis, the champions, facing the Street Profits. Street Profits ain't finna be together too much longer. Believe what I'm saying? Because at the start of the match, Montez like, okay, I'm finna kick this off. Why Dawkins put his hand out, and like, nah, you go out, I'm gonna start it. I'm like, oh no, you didn't. And it was like they couldn't get on the same page. I'm like, yeah, they ain't finna be together too much longer. This is, oh, I see this now. Now, I will say this. They split up. I'm here for it. I'm gonna watch it. Montez will do well. I can't say the same for Angelo. Because we have seen what Montez can do on his own when Angelo was out all injured and everything. Montez was doing his thing. But the match, Lord have mercy, everybody from the Wyatt Six done got involved. At one point, how Nikki Cross got up under the ring, I don't know. I didn't even see how she did that. Uncle Howdy done hit Montez with Sister Abigail. B-Fab, I don't even know what she was doing down there because she wasn't doing her job. It was wild. And so, of course, the Wyatt Six, they got the win. They got the win. I can't even be mad at them. Cause I'm like, it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. I was like, oh, y'all could have just left this off. It was gonna be like this, but it was entertaining to see the Wyatts. So now for the women's Intercontinental Championship, which was the third match of the night. Becky Lynch, the champion, facing Nikki Bella. I felt bad for Becky. Nikki hit some move she did, and I remember her. She used to do this move all the time from second rope. She jump off and do some kind of kick. I don't know who she was kicking at, but it sure wasn't Becky because Becky wasn't even close to her. It was a major botch that she did, and Becky was literally. Everybody that has seen Becky wrestle, you know Becky can get in there and go. She has high energy and she can go. You got to be able to go when you in that ring with her. She literally had to slow herself down to make this match somewhat decent with Nikki. I felt so bad for Becky. I didn't know what to do. I was like, please end this. Just end it. Oh my God. She tried to put the disarmor on Becky. And couldn't even do that correctly. Becky, like, you know what? Let me end this. And she got that 1, 2, 3 and retained her title. I was so glad and so happy I didn't know what to do. I was like, thank God it's over with. Okay. Woo! For the fourth match of the night, the good old fashioned Donnybrook match. We had Sheamus versus Rusev. And at first, it got off to a slow start. I'm like, come on, y'all. This is a Donnybrook match. Let's get down to it. Let's get down and dirty. Yeah, I should have kept my daggone mouth closed. Um, cause, woo, honey, they ended up on top of the whiskey barrels. And at one point, Rusev had Sheamus in the accolade on top of the whiskey barrels. And I was like, I don't think this is safe. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't have been like, okay, let's get down and dirty. When oh Lord, I was like, this is, yeah, I should have been quiet. Be careful what you ask for. Honey, they was pulling out all the stops. But when Sheamus when he executed the white noise from the whiskey barrels, I'm like, that's it. Rusev is gone. He done sent that man to the upper room. He gone. I'm like, somebody please check on Rusev. But Rusev did move. Thank God. Now the shillelagh that Sheamus carries around, he brought it down and all that good stuff. I knew it was gonna come into play. Y'all, when Rusev took that shillelagh and hit Sheamus across his back, and that sucker split in half, I said, "Sweet baby Jesus, I don't know what's happening now. I don't. Is that thing supposed to break like that? Oh, this it. No, that wasn't it." Now he done broke this shillelagh across this man's back. Then he takes the piece of it, okay? He gets him in the accolade, and he takes the piece of the shillelagh, and he's got it across the man's, in his mouth, and he's pulling back, okay? He's pulling back, and Sheamus is holding on, and I'm like, Sheamus, I don't know how long you gonna be able to hold on, but Rusev did something with the accolade I have never seen him do. If he's done this before, this was my first time seeing it. He went all the way back, and that was it. Sheamus tapped out. He was like, nope, that's it. He tapped out. And so Rusev won the Donnybrook match. Now, Rusev was, asked later on, I want to say it was on Raw, if him, and Sheamus can kind of, be friends again. And he was like, well, if he don't realize that, the bigger brother, won. And I'm like, if these two get on the same page, they're going to be one hell of a tag team. So we're going to keep an eye out and see how this goes. Okay. For our fifth match of the night was John Cena and Logan Paul. I was impressed. Not with Logan Paul, because I don't care nothing about Logan Paul. I was impressed with John Cena. I saw John Cena do moves that I didn't even know John knew even how to do. He shocked me, because I've always been, he can't wrestle. Because we've always seen him do the same thing. I'm like, he can't wrestle. He done did what they now calling the pop rock. He did the pop rock. He did the zigzag. He did the end of days. He even did the Styles Clash. I'm sitting, I sat there and I done turned my head to the side looking like, wait a minute. You know how to do that? I was shocked and impressed. Right. Yeah, since his Ohio Valley days. I I was like, oh, you not what? I mean, that's all I kept doing. I was in total shock. But when he hit the Styles Club, I'm like, no, you don't know how to do you don't know how to do Styles Clash. What are you doing? Don't do that. You don't know how to do that. When he did it and he executed it perfectly, I said, excuse you, wait, what? I said, this man been holding out. I said, we coming into the final leg of his retirement tour, and he's pulling out all the stops. But honey, he hit them 2 attitude adjustments, and he got that 1, 2, and 3. And our winner is John Cena. The main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. Fatal 4-way, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus LA Knight versus Jey Uso. It was a good match. I will say that. But when it came down to it, Punk had him beat. He hit that 1 go to sleep. And he was about to hit that 2nd go to sleep. He had him up and he was walking around with him. And just as he was about to hit it, we had somebody dressed in all black, all covered up, that hit him in his doolally. It was daggone Becky. Seth gets up, hits the curb stomp, and he gets the 1, 2, 3. Oh, I was so mad. I called her everything but a child of God. I'm still mad. Look at that heifer. That's how that heifer looked. Ooh. But there's something coming your way, you raggedy. So, after doing the, post show, Big E said something. CM Punk was, distraught a little bit. But then he had this psychotic, happy look on his face, which I'm like, I don't think this is a good thing. So somebody's going to get severely hurt. And a fan had a sign that said, CM Punk, get AJ Lee. Why, after during the post show, Big E said, CM Punk, he's got a wife. He's got a wife too. I have known her to kick ass. I said, is AJ coming? Is AJ coming? And as my husband called her, Skippy. If you know, you know. That takes us into Raw. I was ready for Raw. I was disappointed. AJ did not get the Intercontinental Championship. That's freaking El Grande, whatever, interfered. Dominic was able to keep the title. It just ticked me off. I'm sick of this crap. This is making me mad. But let's get down to the real nitty gritty. CM Punk was waiting for Seth. Seth didn't show up. CM Punk, I don't even know how this happened because I was going back doing things and stuff. But Becky ends up in the ring with Punk and she's running off at the mouth and stuff. Tell me why this raggedy heifer had the nerve enough to put her hands on CM Punk. I'm like, heifer, do you not know who his wife is? You better go and ask somebody, because them ain't the problems that you want. Oh, honey, she was doing the most. So, Punk goes to the back. Pierce, with his little... Pierce tells him they're gone. Seth's gone. They're gone. They're gone. So, Punk asked him, where will SmackDown be at Friday? He said, Chicago, home. And Punk said something. I still cannot make out what he said. But they're going to be in Chicago. That's his home. I have a feeling we going to see a return of AJ Lee. And honey, Friday, tomorrow night going to be lit. Tomorrow night going to be lit. Now let's get down to this main event. The Bron against Jay Uso and LA Knight. Jay opened up the show. He was pissed about what happened to Roman. Here come LA Knight. And he was, LA was blaming Jay, because Jay had kicked Punk in the face during their match and stuff. Like, if we all stayed together, we could took Punk, Seth out, and then we all could have battled that. I'm like, would you shut up? You lost. You lost. End the story. Let's move on. He talking about what happened to his cousin. He ain't thinking about that right now. He more concerned about his cousin. So that's how we, the Bronze came out. That's how we ended up with match, because LA Knight accepted, we can fight it out. Well, the Bronze got the win. Okay, they got the win. But these idiots really thought that they was going to take Jay Uso out. Because y'all are not part of Seth's plan. So, Jay, you're next to be taken out. So, they thought they were going to main event Jay Uso out. Oh, no. Because, and my husband called it. He said, Jimmy finna come out. Watch what I tell you. Jimmy finna come out. And sure enough, that music hit. Jimmy Uso came out there with a chair, and they hauled butt. They took off. I was like, nah, y'all Billy Badass. No, y'all go on in there. Go on in there. No, they didn't want that smoke. So Jimmy told Jay, I'm here. And Jay said, I need you. I can't do it. And Jimmy said, I'm here. I said, oh, Lord, the Usos have reunited. So Big Jim is back with his brother. So it's about to be on and popping. And that's how Raw ended. Now, let's talk a little bit about SmackDown. Everybody get ready and buckle up, because get a load of this. SmackDown for tomorrow night. As of yesterday, they said 14,000 tickets have already been sold. As of yesterday, there was only 64 tickets left. I'm sure by now them tickets are gone. If not, if there are still some tickets lingering, trust me, by tomorrow morning, them tickets, as soon as people direct deposits hit, them tickets are gone. Because everybody, including myself, I'm going to be glued to my TV, I'm waiting to hear AJ Lee music. And as soon as I'm telling you, I'm going to light this house up. Now, Friday, they are also saying that tomorrow will be John Cena's last appearance on SmackDown. This will be his last SmackDown. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, he's got some more dates, because he got some more dates. So, excuse me, how are we doing this? But they're saying this is his last appearance on SmackDown. So I don't know how this is gonna play out. I don't know how true this is, the rumor. So we just have to wait and see. But yeah, this is where we're sitting at. Okay. And speaking of John Cena, his it's winding down, y'all. It is winding down. Here are the final appearances for John Cena. September the 20th, WrestlePalooza. October the 11th, Crown Jewel. November the 1st, Saturday Night Main Event. November the 29th, Survivor Series. And December the 13th, his final match, Saturday Night Main Event. Those are the final dates for John Cena. It's bittersweet, because I've criticized him most of his career. I did like him that time where he supposedly was in, I don't know how true that was, but he was in a club and he got poked, and he was out for a while. And then he said Carlito and his bodyguard, they suspected Carlito and his bodyguard was behind it. And then he came back and had a match. And with Carlito, what was it? The bodyguard, with the bodyguard. He had a match with the bodyguard, right? And me and my son said he took every pain medication that was known to man, because he wasn't feeling no pain. He'd hit him, and John was like, "You ain't got nothing better than, you can't hit no harder than that." When I felt bad for the dude, I'm like, "Do you need some assistance?" And now it's all coming to an end. And I've been saying for years, why don't you take his butt on somewhere? And now he's going on somewhere, and now I'm feeling some type of way. I'm like, because I gotta admit, his last run, besides the whole evil John, it was amusing to a certain point, but this last run has been one for the books. I'd give it to him. So, hey, all good things must come to an end. Now, WrestlePalooza, that is starting to shape up. Adam Pearce made an announcement on Raw. Yes, it truly is the end of an era. And yes, AJ Styles, yep, he will be gone soon too because he only signed his contract for another year. So next year, when his contract run out, he'll be leaving. So yeah, everybody's leaving. All our folks are gone, be gone soon. So but yeah, WrestlePalooza. Oh, this is yeah. This is shaping up nicely. Now we do know for a fact that Adam Pearce announced for the Women's World Championship, Io Sky will face Stephanie Vaquer. We do it is happening. And I have a feeling Stephanie gonna win that one because Oscar told Io, "We're gonna help you with getting your title back." And Io was like, "I don't need your help." And Oscar was like, "You didn't need our help before, and you see you lost." And I'm like, "Oh, you just tripping." And there's an interview that's circulating that she was talking about in their in Japanese culture, in wrestling. She came in first. Oscar came in first, then Io came in. So Io is up under her and she's above Io. So she said they never went by that. She considered her as an equal. So I think they're gonna tie that into this whole feud with them. She's gonna be like, "Well, I'm above you," and that's so you have to listen because whoever comes in up under you, they have to listen to you, so to speak. And so I think that's how they're gonna play this storyline, which but I think what's gonna happen, they're gonna end up costing. They're trying to help, gonna end up costing Io. So I remember that was the question what last week, who would be the new champion. I think it's gonna be Stephanie. Now this is rumored. Nothing has been etched in stone. But the Usos, it says the Usos will face the Braun Brawns. So I'm just waiting for confirmation and for them to etch that into stone. Okay. Okay, before I go over this last part. Now, there was on last Thursday, I did have I had said we was going to talk about our dream matches. Um I'm not going to do that this Thursday. Um so you have one more week. We're going to do it next Thursday. Book your dream matches, past and present. Um so you have one more week to work that out. Past and present, book your dream matches, and we will do that next Thursday. Okay? Now, Raw. Okay, here's some time. Now, September the 8th Raw will start normal time, 8 o'clock. September the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th will have a earlier start time at 7. It'll start at 7. due to we're in football season, so they doing an earlier start time to see how it works. Let's see. We have for this month, we have 2 PLEs. We have the for September the 12th, we have the WWE Worlds Collide, the AAA wrestling. I'm trying to find out if that will they do it like they did before, and will it be on the WWE YouTube channel? So I'm trying to find out for sure on that. And then on September the 20th, WWE WrestlePalooza. September the 20th. So those are the upcoming dates and times. And tomorrow, SmackDown. Everybody get ready because they're going to have a pack. That show is going to be fired tomorrow. And if everything goes the way we're hoping, yes, that show is going to be lit come tomorrow night. So, okay, that's all I got for you guys. So I am going to prepare myself for tomorrow. I am so excited. You would think this was a PLE. So I'm so looking forward to tomorrow. And I will remember on next Thursday, we're going to do our book your dream matches, past and present. So get those matches booked. I'm looking forward to doing that. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye.